Hi, my name is Tyvis Powell, former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
All right. Tyvis, we appreciate you. We are back. This is our last game preview of the season. I have a major annoying case of hiccups right now. I know what that is. See, I need somebody to punch me in the jejunum. Maybe that would help. I don't know. Anyway, it's not going to happen tonight. My wife tried, and I had to block it. I can't. I'm not physically going to take a punch from my wife. Anyway, what are we doing tonight? This is our last game preview of the season. And it's January 19th as I hiccup again. It's not going to stop.
Let's go.
Folks. Shawn's here. He's very excited, obviously. We'll see if Jeff shows up. Who knows? Jeff has a very exciting life going on. This is it. This is like we
win,
lose or draw. We will have another show to recap it. I'm leaning towards win because, spoiler alert, I've tried objectively to look at a path to victory for Notre Dame. I can't find it. So we'll get into that. That's just a little precursor of what we're going to get into. But I'm just telling you how I feel right off the bat. I've watched the most recent game against Penn State with Notre Dame. Then the Georgia game. That was hard to watch. Like, maybe that's why I have the hiccups and I feel like I want to throw up is because of those Georgia and Penn State games. Those are terrible.
Or the half gallon of bourbon.
Super offensive. Maybe it was that cognac I bought for you, Shawn. I don't know. I might have opened that up.
There you go. Not a big cognac
Nothing.
guy, but
Nothing. No.
I don't.
That?
I didn't quite follow it, frankly.
You didn't quite follow the penis? All right. I'm going to have to show the people if you're not going to follow along. I'm going to show the people. As I hiccup all along. All right. So, anyway, we are going to give you our preseason our predictions, honestly. Fuck. I can't even think straight. One of my faces
Contorting.
Involuntarily.
I'm telling you, 20 drinks of water, small sips, don't stop swallowing, just keep swallowing. And that shit'll be gone. Works every time.
Who has time for 20?
You can do it like 20
faster?
You can do it like 15 seconds.
Oh, fuck that shit. Henry, come on.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Or I can scare you. Boom.
So, yeah.
This game ought to get you over the hiccups. I'm scared.
Oh, you shouldn't be scared.
Well, you know.
Okay, folks. This is the. All right, I got to share this with people. This is the cognac I got for Shawn. I hope he enjoys it. Who knows? I don't even know what Shawn's into anymore. I haven't seen him in decades. But I'm leaning towards a huge yes. Why do you have to pour it from the ball side, though, is my question. Why wouldn't the cat
Yeah,
be
what a
on the
terrible
dick side?
design.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right. We'll see if Jeff shows up. I doubt it, because Jeff has a very interesting life going on. I do want to tell everybody, or show. Fuck, here we go. This is hiccups. This is hiccups, folks. And if we're... That's indigestion, actually. Hopefully I'll pass out before things get really bad. So, Grim Reaper is calling for the Irish Fox. All right. Anyway, what do we got to look forward to, Shawn? Gray on the sleeves, Buckeye uniforms. What do you think of that? Does that do anything for you?
It doesn't. Uniforms usually
No? Oh, fuck, Henry. Come on, that's like old school Buckeye 2000, 2002 kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. Hey, good for them. They like it. They like it. Hey, I'm down with it. I don't dislike it. But usually the uniforms, unless, you're doing like an all red or an all black, or those are the ones that kind of do it for me.
Okay. All right. I'm a big gray sleeves, gray on the sleeves kind of thing. So those are coming. And we've always won national championships in the white jerseys. So should be noted there. What else do we need to talk about? Oh, lovely. Look at Under Armour with the big boner. The boner. Oops. We released the If Notre Dame won the championship shirts. Played like a champion today. Just not surprised a company like Under Armour could pull such a big boner. But looks awesome. Just got to go out and win it. So those shirts might be sent off to Africa.
I actually think that as a Notre Dame fan, you could wear that shirt even if you lost that game.
Okay. I get you. Bright side, sunny side up kind of egg.
And that's, that's their thing.
I
play like
don't
a champion
go.
today.
I don't go with that shit.
That doesn't offend me. You're a little thin-skinned over there.
Wow, I wouldn't say that. My blood's getting thinner. I'll tell you that. Not my skin.
Your blood alcohol level is getting a little...
No, that's getting higher. That's not getting thinner. That's not going down. Yeah. And that's probably why I got the hiccups. Anyway, did you talk to my wife already? Anyway. All right. I have some videos we're going to talk about coming up about how this Buckeye offense is going to attack this Notre Dame defense. And then we're going to get into our microscopes. We're going to give you our score predictions. So for the chat, everybody in the chat, give me your score prediction. I got the hiccups, all right? Don't bang on me too hard. Buckeyes, Irish. Give me your score prediction. Buckeyes. Last I saw, let me make sure I got the most recent odds. Last I saw was 8.5. Let me double check. See if things have changed. Yeah, 8.5. Over under of 45. Now, tonight I am going to give you my bets that I have already placed because you're probably going to get a sense of my confidence level in the Buckeyes for this game. Oh, fuck yeah. It ain't stopping. Oh, fuck.
Don't try that. Is that water or is that beer?
Water. I don't drink beer. Beer's
Just
for
out of that
ladies.
glass. Take like 20 small sips. You'll be good.
I just took one big one.
It doesn't work. No.
Oh, well, fuck.
Kind of stops it from coming up.
Yeah, I get the reasoning. I've yeah. Gotta go with that other shit. All right, so
You
we
go
are
there,
going to.
pick you up.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to live with it, man. 8.5 over under a 45. So like, I've already got multiple bets placed here and some player props, which unfortunately the site I'm using makes you parlay things. So you can't just do one player prop. You got to do like two or more. So anyway, we'll get into those because I think you guys, I used to do those on the Friday show on the rush hour. And I've got a ton. I've got a ton going on here. And I've
Not
been
financial
thinking about
advice.
a few others. What's that?
This is not financial advice.
No. It's entertainment only, right? I can't even bet in my freaking state, man. Or my condition. Anyway, let's see here. Anything you want to get into before we start talking about the game? We'll see if maybe Jeff shows up. I doubt it. I don't know.
Not really. I mean, nothing's went on. You know, both games were finished. We've been sitting here waiting on this one. To me, classic game. Couple blue bloods. No SEC team. Looks pretty good on paper to me.
All right. What's your confidence level?
I mean, I'm confident we have the team to win, but I'm a little bit snake bitten right now because I just saw last night the Lions that were 10-point favorites and everyone expected to win get smacked in the mouth. I remember not so long ago that we were 3 touchdown favorites against a team that we were better in and got smacked in the mouth. And I'm always worried. You know that. I think we should
Yeah.
win. I think they're a good defensive, good run team. Guess what? We're good at stopping the run. This whole game for them comes down to Riley Leonard, and you know if he runs for 6 first downs, we might be in some trouble. But we're gonna need to contain that kid.
Right. So what I've been doing, I've been watching the Penn State game, which was their most recent game in the Orange Bowl. They easily could have lost that, dude.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, seriously. Holy shit. That was mediocre on both fronts, especially Penn State's. Drew Aller threw the INT to set up the game-winning field goal. I don't know. Anyway, we don't need to get into the Penn State issues, but the way I see it is Notre Dame is very lucky to be here in this situation. Very lucky.
but they're a scrappy team,
they-
and if you
Yeah.
if you lose the turnover battle and you throw a couple picks, you know, right there because they do got a good defense. I mean, it's solid. You know, they're going to play solid D.
Yeah, and special teams. They took advantage against Georgia, had special teams there, and took advantage of Kirby Smart's lack of smarts. Excuse me. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that a Marcus Freeman team is getting by on some of these fundamental things, right? I mean, that pick late in the game. Again, Drew Aller, not super accurate. And it hurt Penn State at the worst possible time. It was a good game. But goddamn, I got to figure out a way to
Well, that's why I worry. I mean, you know, as much as I like the guy, I think the only way we lose is if Will Howard loses his football game for us. I think Riley Leonard
Yeah.
has to win it for them, and Will Howard has to lose
Right.
it for us.
Yeah, that's very, very accurate. I agree. All right, so let's get into it. We'll see if Jeff shows up. Who knows? The guy has so much going on in his life in the wide, wide world of Longwood, Florida. Very, very crazy area. Anyway, this is it. This is for the crown. This win for the Buckeyes makes this season a success. A loss for Ohio State, and maybe we're questioning Ryan Day's position again. Maybe.
I'm not.
I don't know. Not all of us. But, Shawn, have you heard about the lunatic fringe? Do I need to educate you on that? What's that?
I don't know. You got some little. Well, now I hear everything
got a
twice.
reverb. Because Jeff shows up. Fucks everything up. Yep, see? Anyway. Oh, here we go. Where is the off button?
There, you're better now.
Yeah? Because I didn't say anything?
No, I don't hear you twice.
You should hear me 3 times, actually, if you
Yeah,
want.
let me hear just a few more of those hiccups. Let's reverb on those.
I know. Yeah. And let me tell you, it feels even better than it sounds. Let me tell you that. All right. Tomorrow, Monday, January 20th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the ESPN Toilet Network. The Buckeyes coming in 13-2 versus Notre Dame Irish 14-1. This is your championship game in Atlanta, which I love. I love that 2 northern teams are descending on the South once again, like General Sherman, and we're going to show you fuckers what's really going on with football. You guys in the South, not too intimidated this year. So, anyway, let's get into it. Marcus Freeman, we know him. We've heard of him. Former All-American at The Ohio State University. He has himself an all-star team made of former NFL kids. Maybe I didn't say it right. Kids of former NFL stars. Let's call it that. Like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And they might actually be victims of what I would call affluenza. Thoughts? Jeff, you in here?
Yes, sir. Hey,
All right,
I didn't know the exact number. What's the number of ex-players' kids? I only knew of
don't have
one.
a number.
Okay.
I got hiccups,
I only knew of
man.
that Howard Cross kid.
Hey, fella,
Yes, sir.
I got hiccups, so my speech is going to be very much impeded tonight. So anyway,
You won't get used to it. Don't worry.
if you thought it was weird before, just wait. I don't know. I don't care to know how many all-star kids are in here. But
Okay.
anyway, Aeneas Williams,
Okay.
is he I thought his dad played for the
And
Cardinals.
he's played for the Cardinals. Yeah, corner. Yeah, played corner.
There you go.
His dad was
And
all
you
pro.
got
His dad was a stud.
Got your
Yeah.
Howard Crosses. You got your anyway. So my point was, it's great that these NFL stars have kids going to Notre Dame because they can afford it, and they want to send their kids to some place of
They're not paying.
esteem.
Yeah, all these kids are getting scholarships. But you're right, Joe. Buckeyes get their share. We got a couple styles kids right now. We don't think that's it, right? I think that's all we have as far as NFL dads.
Right?
But we've had our share too.
Yeah. So Jeff, though I may sound like shit tonight, the game is tomorrow night at 7:30
Yep.
in Atlanta. I forgot to tell you guys. I didn't think you cared, but the College Football Hall of Fame down in Atlanta reached out to me. They sent me some emails. We could get a free tour of the College Football Hall of Fame. We just have to show up there.
What's the ticket number? What's the ticket price to get into this, typically?
I don't know.
I mean, how much money we
They
saving?
didn't mention that. Our guy, so the PR agency, remember Gary Stoken? Our guy from the Peach Bowl? Yeah. So his PR agency reached out to me, and they're like, hey, you can interview the president of the College Football Hall of Fame. Some lady. Never heard of her. And I was like, okay.
I'd rather talk to Stoken again.
Yeah. What's that guy up to? They didn't respond. We said, we can give you, in lieu of Gary, we can give you a free tour of the College Football Hall of Fame. I'm like, can't we just get that if we show up at the door anonymously? They didn't answer. So, sorry.
Pay your $500 plane ticket for a $50 entry fee. Paid for.
And, might want to include hotel. And if you're going to the game, you're looking at probably $2,000 for a nosebleed. Enjoy that.
No.
So, all that. But you do get a free tour that everybody else gets of the College Football Hall of Fame that actually originated up north. It used to be up by Kings Island.
Yeah, I heard that.
Remember that?
I never remembered it being there, but
and then South Bend, and then
I do love the fact, like you said, that two northern teams who just beat two SEC teams to get to this point, are going to be playing down there. Definitely a big deal for us Northerners.
Right.
Or me and you are the carpetbaggers down here making money off of the Southerners from the north.
No, we're trying to inject Buckeye football into the women of the South, and I've done a pretty good job of that.
So we're like missionaries. So we're like on a mission. Yeah.
Yeah. But with dicks.
I have tried my best to inject as many Buckeye fans as possible.
I've turned a lot of ladies, I'll tell you.
Well, I can say that joke because I'm not still married. You're still married. Mind your P's and Q's, I bet.
Well, I'm talking pre-latest.
I know that.
I've been here for 30 years. I've been doing work for 15 plus. All right, anyway, let's talk about Buckeye football. Oh, I'm going to try and keep the hiccups to a minimum. It's not going to get better, though. I do have some video clips for how this Buckeye offense can attack this Irish defense, because honestly, guys, I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert. If I haven't already, I have a hard time finding a path to victory for the Irish and Marcus. I don't see it.
I see one way.
I mean, it's narrow though. It's like like that 2019 Ohio State Clemson game, right? Where 10 things have to go wrong for Ohio State in order for Notre Dame to win, and it's mostly. We'll get into it. I don't want to spoil the surprise yet. I got a ton of stats, grades, got PFF grades out the ass. I'm going to try and shut the fuck up. Yeah, and we're going to talk injuries. That's a huge factor in this game. Mostly for the Notre Dame side. Mm-hmm. So, all right, Riley Leonard. Let's get into it right off the bat before we get too far behind. Riley Leonard, he was actually pursued by Ryan Day and the Buckeyes a year ago, right now, a year ago from now. The Buckeyes were looking at him, Will Howard, and some other motherfuckers. But Leonard was pretty much set on going to Notre Dame. So the Buckeyes took Will Howard. And I don't know. Seems like it worked out good because I don't want a quarterback that's going to run QB power 20 times a game. This is just Urban Meyer offense with JT Barrett.
Exactly. So
and
we had it.
That's what Notre Dame's doing right now. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, it looks a lot like it.
Yeah. And then, so, looking at injuries, getting into the game here, Denzel Burke and JT are good to go. They sat out last game, left a little early. JT said it was just a simple little ankle roll, but in practice, these guys have been like no tape jobs, back to normal, no issues, and fully on the mend. Notre Dame, the injuries there on their offensive line are the big concern for me. If I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I'm not, and I don't feel bad for them at all. They had multiple guys go out of this Penn State game. I really focused on this Penn State game, not just because it was the most recent, but it was one of the best defenses they faced. I tried to get through the Georgia game. Dude, you could hack my nuts off with a hatchet watching that Georgia game. That was pathetic. Anyway, the Penn State game, a little more active. Fourth quarter, they both screwed me by hitting the over, scoring a ton of points. But so this Notre Dame team on the O-line, they're in big fucking trouble. Jeremiah Love, their running back too. This dude is wearing the biggest knee brace I've ever seen in my life. You guys see this shit?
I have not.
It looked like a lineman. You know how the linemen wear the braces? It was, he was wearing that. He's still able to hurdle a guy, even with it. And Notre Dame people are saying that he's much better. He came out of that game healthy with no setbacks. I did not know the update on the right tackle that went out.
Well, that's a major issue. This O-line for them is totally fucked. So, by the way, if you're wearing a knee brace that bulky and you got an MCL sprain, you're not going to be spry and 100% in 9 to 10 days. All right, so just putting that out there. Let's see. He took the injury against Boise State, wore the knee brace. He had 11 carries for 45 yards against Penn State. Did get a touchdown because they gave it to him down there in the lower red zone. But this guy's going to be limited, man. He's not going to be, full go. He's not going for 98 like he did, what was that, against Boise or Indiana, whoever the fuck they played.
Yeah, Indiana, yes.
He had a big, long 98-yarder there. But anyway, that's not going to happen in this game. What else? Oh, this O-line. Yeah, this O-line is a fucking train wreck, man. So, the left tackle, Anthony Knapp, he's out. Tosh Baker came in against Penn State. He was injured. Then, Jagasaw, a sophomore, Charles Jagasoff, is going to be your left tackle probably. A sophomore. Left guard is probably still the same guy. Billy Schroff. Pat Coogan. He's going to be your center. And then Rocco Spindler, he's going to have to take over here at right guard. He was injured in week 3. Hasn't started since then.
I think he's from up by me. Oh, that kid.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shawn. Did somebody hit him in the kneecaps with a tire iron or something? What happened?
I don't know.
Maybe.
He was a
Anyway.
stud coming out, though. Not surprised to see him starting.
He got
He's
hurt
probably solid.
in the Orange Bowl against Penn State too. So like Penn State folded a lot of these guys. Is my point. Emil Wagner, he's your starter every game at right tackle. This guy got beat the fuck up, especially by Abdul Carter in this Penn State game, man. So I don't know what to say. Other than this O-line is in big fucking trouble, man. These guys are gonna get fucking railroaded.
Yeah, but then you've got to have Simon and Styles waiting for him to pop out of there. When that risk's coming.
That's part of it. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about the QB rush, the QB pop, the QB draws, that's all coming. That's coming. And, the LBs have to be there. Question is, do we play a 4-3? Bring in an extra linebacker.
I had a thought on that with Riley Leonard, the running ability and all that. I think we will see some 3 linebackers across it. We'll see some Marvell Reese and some CJ Hicks, I bet. Up there early in the game. CJ Hicks' blitzing ability could become big importance. But Simon's they designed the defense for Simon's blitzes. I don't think we should change the pass rush. I think we've gotten more aggressive and like just going after the quarterback, not trying to contain. I think you leave Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles and Simon to just roam on him, the draws, all that kind of stuff. I think we got to put pressure on this kid. We got to get. He's not a good thrower of the football. Now, yeah, he's going to look to take off, but he's not a dynamic athlete that can just destroy us with his legs. So I say
he's good size. He's
good size.
215.
Right, but he's not. He is not like he's not a game-breaking speed. He's not super. So I think we keep with our pass rush as far as like the aggressiveness of turn the corner and mash on the quarterback, not blitz, but don't give up containment. I think we let the other the back 7 worry about him on the run and just go after him with our 4. Well, but we should have 3 linebackers on the field a lot, I think, because they're going to run the ball. It's trestle ball that we're playing.
Right. Yeah, and if you noticed lately, so like, I don't know how long ago it was, so like the DNs, Jack and JT, they're going speed rush straight up the field. Then when they get to the depth of the quarterback, they pinch inward. You know what I'm saying? So they collapse the pocket inward when they get as deep as the quarterback. So
that's what I was
they're
getting at.
not like blowing by the quarterback, like crazy, hair on fire style. They're going up, using their speed, and then using their power to push the tackles inward towards the quarterback, and obviously flushing the quarterback to either get swallowed up by the tackles or to take off and then get swallowed up by Cody Simon or whatever. So this newfound strategy that they brought on is working. It's working, especially against mobile quarterbacks. Okay, thank you. Good. Yeah, I know you agree. Anyway, what else do we? Oh, there's so many comments coming in. Everybody's coming in here. Oh, all right. Shit, I don't know where to start. We talked about the injuries, defense. These guys are not 100% either. I mean, their best D lineman, Riley Mills, is out. He has the most pressures of that team. He's a D tackle. He's out, injured, done. You had Howard Cross the third, again, another one of these all-star NFL former players' kids. His ankle was really heavily wrapped last week against Penn State. Then you got your Vipers, these kids. I don't know. We got the linebacker Kingston Valiamuasa. We know him from recruiting. He's a little dinged up. Their best corner, Benjamin Morrison, out for the season. Seems like a big problem.
Well, he's been out all year, Joe. Hold on. He's been out all year, and they're still playing great defense without him. They have depth. They didn't lose all these guys last week, and now they don't know how to fill them.
I'm not saying they suck, everybody.
Yeah, right. But it is tougher though when losing the guys 1 week before the game you need them for. We've had our linemen out for a while. We've been able to bring guys in and Joe, but they've had with the corner regarding the corner and the D tackle. They've had a couple games at least in the D tackle's position that they've had guys come in, and so there's guys they've had depth and they filling in and playing. We can't just look past all the injuries because every team's got a
Benjamin
couple.
Morrison is the guy that shut down Marv last year. Like, we got two previous
Did he shut down
seasons.
Marv, or did McCord shut down Marv?
Well, anyway, he was the corner in coverage. We could go back and forth on that.
Right.
But so we have two previous seasons of Notre Dame tape directly against us. So
With all three different quarterbacks. With three different quarterbacks.
exactly, yeah. Oh, fuck. This hurts. This fucking hurts.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah. It's all right. If it sounds bad, it feels worse. Let's go to the Notre Dame offense here. So we talked about the injuries on the O-line. So this is probably the worst time of the year to have a shuffling of your O-line, right? I mean, we had our injuries middle of the year.
And it took. Yep.
Josh Simmons was hurt against Oregon week 6. Then
McLaughlin was late. The week
Who's
before
that?
Michigan. McLaughlin was a week before Michigan?
Indiana?
Yeah. Might have been, yeah.
Anyway, so
So
we've had
time to work through them and find,
but
a good
it took
combo.
a while too. Remember, it took a while.
And you can't forget, we lost Zen Mahalski too at left tackle. So we lost 2 left tackles, a center between week 6 and week 12. So anyway,
best center in the country and a first-round draft pick left tackle. What according to scouts?
yeah. Oh, that's legit. Yeah.
So it does. We there should be no excuses, for Jack and JT to not continue what the fuck they've been doing this last run, with these backups coming in, getting some playing, getting half of a play or half of a game experience. That's it. Leading into Jack Sawyer, who's on a tear right now.
16
we should be
sacks in the playoffs alone. 3 games. The Buckeyes have 16 sacks, 11 by Jack and JT.
Not bad.
In 3 games, man.
It's what we all thought we were going to see, which is coming to fruition.
Yeah, but this is the first quarterback that is going to be looking to run.
Yep. And so, but we know it. I mean, it's not like we're not going to be prepared for it. We don't play a lot of running quarterbacks, but he's going to get some yards. He's going to get his. I mean, he's good. He's not dog shit. But we will have a game plan for him, I think. We can go back to like the remedy or the recipe for them to pull out a victory. We can get it when we get into that. I'll expand further.
Did we lose Joe?
Joe. Yeah. We might have lost him permanently.
With those
All right, so
seconds.
Shawn. All right, Shawn. So, um, how do you feel about just the right tackle? I don't know. Do they have another lineman out? I thought they had two that left the game against Penn State.
There are two. I think one's coming back, and that other guy, Jagoff, is going to be in there. I think it's with the way our D line's playing. I'm with you. It's going to be a handful for those
I
guys to be able to deal with that, and then follow up with what's behind them. And like I said, Leonard's good, but with Sonny and Simon and Downs tracking you down when if your line's collapsing, like I think it's going to be. Um,
yeah. And I think they don't have I'm not afraid of any of they got anybody they got on the outside. So I'm expecting us to play a lot of man. If Denzel's healthy, that's a good sign. Denzel and IGB and Jermaine Matthews have been playing great and filling in. Man with them, five on the rush. Then you got Downs, Ransom, and Styles say lurking. Oh, fuck, I'll take that. I
yeah.
like that. Downs and Ransom, they will. It- they have. They're going to be big on. See, well, one of them's going to be playing real deep. I bet. So
I mean, I
they're going
wouldn't
to
be
switch it out. They're going
surprised.
to switch it a lot.
I think this is probably going to be the fastest D that Riley Leonard's played, and he's going to be surprised at how quick these guys close. And if you haven't noticed lately, when the Buckeyes get there, they get there pissed off. I mean, I wouldn't surprised to see him take some big shots in this game.
Yeah. Uh, it's going to be necessary for our defense to achieve that. I think. This is stressful ball. I mean, it is almost. Doesn't it seem like that though? I mean, it's running the ball, play sort of, but Marcus has got more of the trickery, tricks in the bag kind of thing. He's good. He's a good coach. He's got that program looking real good with their depth. They're building everything the way they should. So I really want to get into the ways in which roads to victory for each team. So whenever if Joe comes back, I'll let him tee it up.
I think he's
So
back.
I was going to talk
There you
about the. So I looked at. I watched the Penn State game twice. I started watching the Georgia game. That was really tough to follow. But anyways, excuse me. Looking at from an offensive point of view, the Buckeyes against the Notre Dame defense. Riley Mills, their best defensive player, is out, the D tackle. He was their team leader in sacks and pressures. Now you got Howard Cross, the third. He's third on the team in pressures, but it's by like it's not a close third, right? So, like, if Riley Mills has 34, Howard Cross has 21 and 4 sacks. Then you got junior Tuimalaka. He's number 44. He's an edge rusher. He has 26 pressures, but just 3 sacks. Just 3 hits on the QB. So these guys are not. Once Riley Mills has gone out, they don't have a lot going on here in the QB pressures. I mean, they got to break blitzes, right? And so they've done that against, let me go here to Penn State. Against Penn State, last game that they played, they blitzed Drew Aller 48% of the time. Okay? Now,
That's high.
say what you want about Drew Aller, and I've said a lot, and I'll say a lot more. He's not accurate. And when he's pressured, his completion percentage under the blitz, 54.5%. That's not great. So that was that particular game against Notre Dame. Okay, so I understand he probably does better against other shitty teams, but so that tells you what Notre Dame is probably going to try and do. Now, again, I'll go back to banging on Aller because I love to. And he is wildly inaccurate as a quarterback. Right? I mean, this guy's not good. Pressure or not, this guy's like under 60% completion percentage. In this game, let's see, he was 52% against Notre Dame completions, just overall.
Whoa.
Take pressure out of the equation. All right. And that's Drew Aller. He's not accurate, man. We've seen this shit firsthand. So anyway, and then I looked at Indiana. Indiana is a really good passing team, right? With an experienced quarterback, maybe even more experienced than Drew Aller, I would say, with Curtis Rourke, right? And they only blitzed him 32% of the time, and he had a 36% completion percentage, right? So that's another one to look at. And then, let's see, that was out of 38 dropbacks. He had 20 completions. So, yeah, under 60%. Right? So, who else did I look? Oh, USC. USC was very, very interesting to me because they actually have a functional passing offense. And that's even with a backup quarterback. Right? Remember, what's his name? Jaden Mayama. He took over at the beginning of November. So he had like 4 weeks of games before this Notre Dame game. Okay, so they blitzed him 50% of the time. Young guy, you're going to pressure him, right? That's the rule of thumb with defensive coordinators. Young guys, you're going to blitz the shit out of them. Older guys with experience, you're going to sit back in coverage. Anyway, yeah, I love it. Feels great. I'm feeling amazing. So, Mayama at USC threw for 360 yards against this Notre Dame defense. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. But under pressure, not great. 35%. When blitzed, 42%. That's why you blitz young guys. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Thoughts?
So what, you think they're going to come in and blitz us half the time? Kind of like they did to Aller? Is that what you're getting at?
I wouldn't be surprised because, yeah, Aller's very experienced.
I mean, I think they're going to decide that as the game goes. If they start getting smoked because they're bringing blitzers and they got to go one-on-one with some dudes, that might not work out too well for them either.
Yeah, well, that's the big question that everybody's been talking about this week is will Notre Dame stick to their man-to-man coverage, which is their staple, right? Their cover one. That's what they do.
But they're
better than
can you do
almost
that?
everyone they
Can
play.
you do that against the Buckeyes? I don't know. But they're not going to play a lot of zone. I think they're going to switch it up. I think they'll go man occasionally, and I think they'll bring in some zone because you have to switch things up. Just like Ohio State doesn't play 100% zone or 100% man. Nobody does. You got to switch it up as a defense. And so that's their bread and butter, though. Man coverage is Notre Dame's bread and butter. That's what they do. They blitz 46% of the time with linebackers, and then they add in some D-line stunts, too. So creates even more confusion for the O-line. Then they play man coverage 56% of the time with a robber. So you got a robber, a guy that has no responsibility. Just he's there to read the QB's eyes and float that way, right?
And I have a thought about that, about
Go ahead,
robber
Jeff.
there.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because they saw the tape of what how Texas bracketed Jeremiah, so they have that game film of what they think they can do. That's going to take that robber that has no responsibility and just follows the ball. They're not going to be able to do that and have a free guy and still bracket Jeremiah and be able to try to blitz. So they're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere in that. Either we blitz, we play zone, we bracket this guy, because Jeremiah can beat anybody in the country. So we got to be able to. We have a stronger running game than I think as strong a running game as Penn State, and I would say better. I think our running backs are better, our line's better. So Notre Dame's they're gonna be caught. They're not gonna be able to do everything they want to do because of our balance on offense and our ability. If they all just abandon Will Howard might run for 80, 90 yards in this game.
Mm.
So I mean, they're gonna have to take. They're not gonna be able to have a free guy just roaming around. That dude is gonna be responsible for Jeremiah. I don't see how they couldn't be.
Yeah. The thing is, when do they switch it up? They're not going to play strictly one way or the other, right?
Well, of course not. Of course not.
And you got Xavier Watts. He's a good safety in the back.
Yes.
He's a ball hawk. And I don't know. They're going to just disguise their coverages, right? They're going to play mostly man. And then you do need to realize that Will Howard is number 2 overall against man coverage in college football. So if he can identify it, that's a problem for the defense because he knows where he's going. And that obviously in most cases makes a Mecca the problem.
And Cornell can go for 9 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
Right.
So yes, they're gonna try to scheme all kinds of weird shit. Like you said, they might bracket coverage on Jeremiah one side and then play man throughout the rest of the field. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, but talent's talent. You know what I mean? And as long as Will Howard as long as Will Howard's not giving them the ball, they're not gonna be able to handle it because we're still gonna run the ball at them. We're still gonna run a lot.
Yeah, but again, we'll get into the keys to the victory, but this defense of Notre Dame,
they're good though. They're good. They are real good.
Oh yeah. I'm not taking that away from them. I watched them against, like I said, Georgia and Penn State. Again, Penn State, Drew Aller not so accurate.
Georgia backup quarterback.
Still made some plays. Georgia backup quarterback did not go well. They only put up 10 points, and then again in both of those games, Notre Dame's not putting up points.
Yes.
They're making plays on defense and special teams to set up their offense. Their offense is not going to just generally walk down the field on you. They're not going to march on you 10 plays, 70 plus yards. They can't do it. They can't. Unless your D line's just going to lay down.
They'll have a real problem coming back down 14, 17 points, something like that. They don't have it. They don't have the talent or the weapons they need to be able to come back from a big deficit. It's our job to get the big deficit first.
Yeah. All right. Quick mention to any Notre Dame fans coming into the chat. You're welcome to come into the chat. I'm not saying you can't, but don't talk stupid or you will get bounced very quickly. I got my guy Billy and Odysseus regulating on your fucking ass, and if they don't, I will. So, Henry, I got to get your take on this Notre Dame offense. What have you seen? Have you watched any of these guys against Penn State, Georgia, anything like that?
A little bit. I got to say, they slowed down that.
Does anything intimidate you?
They showed that one run from that guy, that touchdown run in slow motion, and that was a man's run. Um, was it that Love? You must have seen it.
J
Um,
Love.
breaking all those
He,
tackles and just willing his way in there. That
yeah.
that type of team scares me. You know that's what they're going to try to do, and we need to shut that shit down early. And you can't have the missed tackles. So I mean,
Yeah.
linebackers, you need to wrap that dude up. You're not just
Yeah.
going to hit him and he's going down. That ain't how this
Right.
is going. So that's my concern. The receivers, I don't even know any of the receivers' names, so I'm not afraid of them at all. But I am
Yeah.
afraid of Riley Leonard a little bit. And if they can get a decent run game going against us, which is obviously their strength, and like I said, if Riley Leonard can, use his legs, which I think he averages 11 runs a game or something like that. If 11 of those runs, or 7 of them are first downs, that's the problem.
He is huge at getting first downs. I forget the number. It is astonishing. His runs for first downs
Yeah.
is I'm probably top in the country.
He has
Which is that's it.
62 rushes for first down as a quarterback.
That's a lot.
Yep. And looking at forced missed tackles, most running backs have like 62. Jeremiah Love is right at 62. That's one of the top 5 in the country in FBA or Power 5 in forced missed tackles. Then he has 47 first down runs on top of that. So, but to your point, Jeff, Riley Leonard actually has the most runs for a first down on the team.
And
He almost has 1,000 yards. He's at 929.
yeah, averaging 11 runs a game. Most of them are designed, but and the scrambles.
5.9 per carry. 16 touchdowns, by the way, on the ground. Put me in the ground.
There's no other way that they operate. I mean, there's no secret of what they're going to try to do with us. We can't. We just have to stop what they're doing. They're not going to come out 4 wide, empty backfield and fucking start slinging it. We know they're not.
I know. I think it is. They are what they are, and I think even if they do come out with some success, that I think we'll adjust. We'll figure it out. But I don't think I don't think they really have the ability to change it up much. It's like Notre Dame, like, hey, this is what we got. Riley Leonard running and a run game. That's it.
Where do they go from there? Yeah.
Exactly. If their defense isn't forcing turnovers, that's it.
So I would say don't get discouraged if they come out and it's they score and we try to score early on or something like that. I think we'll figure it out if we don't right away.
We've won games every type of way this year, right? I mean, they have cured me of my worriness of them starting slow. You know what I mean? Even if they do, and Notre Dame's going to try to eat the clock and keep the ball away from us, I'm not worried at all because third, fourth quarter, we've proven we are we will keep on them until they break.
Yeah, but I thought that until the team up north.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I think
that's an aberration in the season, in my opinion. That's the
answers.
One game
they've answered it 3 times.
Does not apply.
Yeah, they've answered that. They've answered my doubt 3 times.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
The mindset has changed in that team. You can see it. All the players, all the studs we have are all, being studs. So
they're all in. It seems like.
Which is I was worried about it too. I was worried in that Tennessee game. I said I'm not saying anything until they got to prove it to me that they still want this and they're hungry, and they did. Yeah. And then they did, and they did more. They did better against Oregon, and Texas gave them all they could handle, and we were in control of that game, the whole time until that goal line stand when Jack had the strip sack. I thought I never worried about Texas either, but got to stop the run. We got to stop the run.
Back to this game. We talked about Leonard, Jeremiah Love. Got a couple of other running backs there that can catch the ball out of the backfield. That's a little bit of a concern. Aeneas Williams. Then you got Mitchell Evans, the tight end. He's done well. He had a little damage against Penn State. So really, I think if we can get pressure on this quarterback, obviously that's the key to every defense. Maybe the Buckeyes go to more of a 4-3. Maybe they bring in a third linebacker against this offense. You got a heavy box of 7 guys, maybe, to stop the run. And then you got your safeties coming downhill with Ransom and Downs. I feel good about our DBs, our corners, going against these receivers because these guys have not done shit ever.
And as long as we're not getting hurt, we can still continue to stack the box and get pressure when we want and contain that run. So that's going to be key. Our corners are better than their receivers. We need to make sure they execute that way.
They don't have a single receiver or tight end over 500 yards receiving on the year.
But
they have
a quarterback that runs for almost 1,000. And the one play against Penn State, they got the big pass. Now Riley Leonard, he can make a big play. He's a big play guy. That was a beautiful pass that he made. That deep ball, the touchdown on the comeback.
The Gray House one against Penn State.
Yeah, I don't know the guy's name, but yeah, the Penn State guy he almost fell down. But
he did fall down.
Yeah, okay. But it was a good throw though.
Well, yeah, not difficult when there's nobody else out there but your receiver.
True.
No credit for that 54-yarder, in my opinion. So, anyway, Buckeyes going against this offense, cover the running backs, come out of the backfield. Obviously, that was an issue against Texas. They exploited it twice. Then the tight ends also. We haven't gotten it really exploited by tight ends in the pass game, but that's going to be an issue with this cocksucker for Notre Dame. Was it number 88, Evans? So, and then of course you got to maintain pressure on the quarterback. To fuck everything up. Shut down the run. Heat up the quarterback. See if we cut and dry. Anyway, all right. So defense. The Buckeye defense going against this. Did we just talk about this?
No.
Seems like we did. Okay.
We covered Notre Dame's offense, but yes, our guys are all healthy. We know what the fuck we're gonna be doing. I mean, we got to win the last scrimmage. The basis.
This is where the advantage lies. Our D against their offense. This is big advantage Ohio State.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, they have not faced a defense like ours. Penn State, decent. Georgia, decent. That's it.
That's not a normal Georgia defense. That's not the last couple of years Georgia defense. Georgia is down.
No. Like, we are number 1 defense in the country. So that's the change up here. So let's look at this Buckeye offense going against this Notre Dame defense. Riley Mills, I mentioned, is out. He's team leader in sacks and pressures. Howard Cross, the third. He is third, by the way, in pressures. You got your junior Talia Maka. He's up there at DN. The linebacker Jack Kaiser, he's your tackling machine. This guy makes every play when it's in front of him. Not a big, huge splash play guy, in my opinion. Then you got Drake Bowen. Now, the secondary is where the Buckeyes are going to make their hay. Christian Gray, number 29. I would consider him a fish right now.
He's the one who had the pick,
on the
right?
Season. He what?
Didn't he have the pick on Aller? Right?
He did. Because he ran the route better than the receiver.
It was a horrible pass. That makes a pass, but a good pass, he's beat. Right. But
yeah. Yeah, he ran a great route. He should have been playing for Penn State. So anyway, yeah, Gray is. Oh, where's my? Here we go. Coverage, grades, targets. Yeah, Gray, number 29, outside corner, has the most targets on the team, 60. He's allowed 34 receptions for 457 yards. Let's see. He does have 3 picks, 7 PBUs, and 3 touchdowns. But he is targeted often and allows 56.7% completions. Again, these guys have not played a lot of strong throwing offenses.
No.
Leonard Moore.
Yep.
So Gray is a sophomore, I believe, off the top of my head. Leonard Moore is, I believe, a true freshman. He's the other outside corner.
Freshman of the year or something, though.
He did, yes. 52 targets, so people went after him too. He allowed 23 receptions, just 272 yards, and had 2 picks, a couple touchdowns. Now, the fish, in my opinion, is Christian Gray, 29, outside corner. If you want to go man-to-man like these guys are saying they're going to, go ahead. Tate will burn you. Jeremiah obviously will burn you. But then you go down into the slot here. Jordan Clark, number 1. No, that's his number. That's not how his ranking. He allows 59% completion percentage. He has allowed 1 touchdown. He does have a pick, but he's allowed 286. He, in my opinion, is their weak link. He has gotten worked over, all right, against what I would call normal passing offenses. Like, let's look at USC, for example, which actually has a good passing offense, right? Everybody went after Christian Gray. He had 12 targets. Leonard Moore, 10. Jordan Clark, the slot, 6. They went after these guys, and they were successful, except against Leonard Moore, the freshman. All right, let's look at Georgia with a backup quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, who nobody has ever seen play before. Oops, wrong team. All right, so they went at Christian Gray 7 times, 4 completions for Gunnar freaking Stockton, man. Leonard Moore, 6 attempts, 4 completions. Our guy Jordan Clark down here, 4 targets, 3 completions. You see where I'm going with this? Indiana, actually a good throwing offense, right? And this is in an actual playoff game too. Let's get to that. Targets. They went after the linebackers. Weak side linebacker Jalen Walker attacked him. 6 for 6, just 36 yards. But anyway, they went at, what the hell is this? Wrong team.
Sounds like Travion could have a nice little day out there.
Yeah. So Jordan Clark, the slot, they attacked him. Number 1, again, 10 targets by Indiana, 6 completions, just 56 yards. Leonard Moore, they went after him 6 times. Then Christian Gray, just 3 for 3. So that's my point. This secondary can be had. It's getting really hard to talk.
I think their stats are a little bit overblown just because of the teams that they play. When you play Army and Navy and some of these teams that don't throw at all, and you're like, yo, look, my yards per game and all that stuff, just stats come down.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I got something for you in that category as well. I'll see if I can muscle through it. Notre Dame opponents passing offense rankings. Jeff, are you still with me?
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm here.
All right.
Yes.
So this is important. Notre Dame's opponents, they're passing offenses. So looking at how the Buckeyes can attack this Notre Dame defense. Notre Dame's opponents, Texas A&M, 84th in passing. Northern Illinois, 122nd. Purdue, 118th. Miami of Ohio, 74th. Louisville, 29th. Stanford, 111th. Georgia Tech, with a backup quarterback, 61st. Navy, 132nd. Florida State, 114th. Virginia, 66th. Army, 134th. USC, with a backup quarterback that didn't start playing until November 1st. 9th. And they allowed 360 through the air against him. Indiana, 39th. They put up 215. Georgia, with a backup quarterback we talked about, Gunnar Stockton, 14th. They put up 234 yards. Then Penn State, 59th in the country. They only put up 135, but they ran for a shitload of yards. So, see where I'm going with this? I hope somebody does.
Yes. It's the right for the attack.
This seems like a bad thing.
If the only way they can stay in this game is if we let them stay in this game, or we keep them in this game. I think with our mistakes.
Yeah, a la the Texas game.
Exactly, penalties and just killing our own drives, turnovers. That's it. That's their chance of hanging with us.
Yep. All right.
My worry is just Will Howard throwing balls high and getting picked.
Yes. That's it.
That's the only way that this doesn't go our way, I feel.
Yeah.
It's all mistakes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Lack of execution.
If we throw a pick, that means we didn't score, and they'll hold the ball, keep it from us. We're gonna run, punt, field position, try some weird shit, trick plays, whatever. So, I don't think we need to come out. We just gotta keep playing our game. Like the play calling in the Oregon game, the defense pretty much. I mean, what Quinn Ewers went through for 283 against us. I think to 280 something. I think one touchdown and a pick. I'll
buy that.
Riley Leonard is not throwing for 280 with a touchdown and a pick. I can't imagine. I can't see him putting that yardage up. They might run. I don't give a shit if they run the ball for 180 yards. They can still lose by 2 touchdowns.
Right. I agree.
I'd like to see us get out to a nice start, though, because, again, I just don't know if it – again, I don't think Notre Dame's offense is built to come back like that.
It's definitely not. Mode. No, they don't have that.
So let's put them away just like Oregon. Wrap it up.
Yep. All right. So let's get into our predictions. Let me double check. The most recent up-to-date spread is 8.5, over under of 45. Oh, I got to update my sheet here. So we're going to give you our microscopes and our score predictions. Oh, I also have my best bets. I'll squeeze those in at the end that I've already placed. I can show you my tickets if you like, but just trust me. All right. Jeff, let's start with you. Score prediction: Buckeyes by 8.5. Over under of 40. Fucking 5. I'm gonna cuss a lot.
40
because
45. That seems low. Two good defenses.
Well, I can tell you the over-unders
Okay.
for each team. 27.5 for the Buckeyes, 17.5 for Notre Dame.
So that's 10. So that's a 10-point, and the spread's only 8.5. Okay, let me do my math here. I'd say Buckeyes 31, Notre Dame 20.
All right. Okay, so solid 2-touchdown victory. Shawn, what do you got?
Shawn.
Oh, hey guys.
You-
Yeah. So Jeff, almost the same as yours.
So go ahead, Joe. What are you thinking?
I settled on
These guys.
31. I settled on 31-17. I think Notre Dame will score a late touchdown to get that up to 17. Buckeyes mail it in the second half. Just ride the
I got no
wave.
volume on Shawn. Sorry.
I got him.
Okay,
You can't
sorry.
hear him?
No, I'm sorry. Can't.
Oh.
Huh.
Selective. Anyway, Shawn has 31-17.
Okay.
I'm going a little lighter. I think this is going to be not a huge offensive situation for the Buckeyes. I'm going 27-13. I think the Irish will be lucky to get in the end zone.
Whoa,
Once.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and it could be on defense. I think it's defense or special teams. You got to remember, they create some freaky shit on special teams and defense.
Yeah. The other number that popped in my head, Joe, was 24-12. Us. It's simply kind of along the lines you're saying. Both teams just it's scratching and clawing for yardage. I just think Jeremiah Smith or Micah, we're gonna hit a big pass or we're gonna hit a big play on somebody. They don't. You know what I mean? They don't have the secondary that Texas does. I don't think, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. I think they're gonna squeeze it in the end zone once. For whatever reason, again.
They're good. They're a good team. They're not dog shit. It's not a fluke that they got here.
And Marcus is going to have some kind of unusual special teams, or,
And they fight for that kid. They fight for the dude. Yeah.
Right. So these guys aren't going to quit.
No, hell no.
They aren't going to quit no matter what the score is in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I'm going to keep popping the comments up on screen as we finish out here. Shawn, what do you got for your? Did I get your score? Yes, I got your score.
Yep.
Sorry, my bad.
Microscopes.
Let's circle back. Jeff, give me your offensive microscope. I'm going to keep popping these comments up. We got some great score predictions in here. I love them. So good.
I gotta go with the kid, the prophet, Jeremiah. He's hungry as fuck. He's mad. He's pissed that he doesn't feel anybody can shut him down in the country, and he's not happy. That kid is Jeremiah Smith. I'm waiting for him to just go after everything, demanding the ball.
Yeah, he says he wants to put on a show. So if you want to go man up on him, you're going to be in the spotlight. Bitches.
They're gonna have their hands full with him. They're gonna be throwing everything they can, like Texas did.
That's an easy pull, but I like it. All right, Shawn, what do you got for your offense?
Well, you guys have taken him all year long, but I'm finally doing it. Will Howard.
Oh,
It's
I left him out there for you.
This championship game goes by Will Howard. If Will Howard has a average game, limits mistakes, limits turnovers, Buckeyes win this game. I don't need him to, go 25 of 28 for 300. I don't need that. Give me 17 for 22, 2 touchdowns and 250. And a good running game and some first downs. But if Will Howard starts throwing that ball high and gets in his head a little bit, then I'm worried. So again, he plays a solid game. We're going to be fine.
All right, so he's your microscope. I'm going
Feed it all.
on offense. Really, it has to be a Mecca. Big game Mecca. This guy, if you go back and look at all the stats, especially against Notre Dame in the last 2 years, and big games across whatever, bowl game or whatever we were in, Mecca shows out, makes big plays, and gets shit done. He could have a monster game if they want to focus on JJ. So I'm going to Mecca as my offensive microscope. Jeff, defense. What do you got?
Who am I worried about? Who needs to have a big game, or who do I want to have a big game? I'm trying to decide back and forth between two guys.
All right.
I think we need. I mean, you say Caleb Downs, but I want to see Sonny Styles be the guy that can hawk down that quarterback and be the guy making the plays. Jack and JT, like we know what they're going to get. Sonny, he gets caught in coverage and he gets exposed.
Yeah.
Give me Sonny Styles.
Definitely.
Let me see the package, the whole package, the NFL package for Sonny Styles. Show the NFL scouts what they can get from you.
Okay, I like it. He needs to show up. In my
He does.
opinion.
Yes. No missed
He has
tackles too, like you said. The running back causing missed tackles. We cannot let them get extra yardage.
Yeah. All right, Henry, what do you got on defense?
I'm stealing your other favorite. I'm going Simon.
I knew it.
Why you guys always taking my guys?
This game is all about stopping the run and figuring out what the hell Leonard's doing. And so Simon's going to have to make sure everybody's lined up right, call out the right defenses, fill the right gaps. And I'm with you on that. Styles and him, they need to play. They need to play well and wrap up, not just be there. They need to make that tackle there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Always wrap up. That's my motto. All right.
Well, yours. Let's go, Joe.
I was gonna go Cody.
Of course you were.
I think I have to. Or I'll go Caleb. I'll take Caleb Downs. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a bad choice.
No, I just expect him to flash and make great plays. You know what I mean? I just expect it from him.
That's what's funny is, like, to your guys' previous points is, we know Jack and JT are going to dominate, so we're not even going to bother taking them. We're going to take
I actually see one of those
ancillary
guys
pieces.
I see Jack or JT or both continuing to dominate, and I almost expect like another big play out of one of those two. When that Riley's trying to get out of there, and they snatch that ball away from him or something.
Yep. No, I'm not going to shoot my old lady, Sage. But good song anyway. Everybody loves some Hendrix. I'm going with Caleb Downs, man. I mean, this guy has been the kind of one of those X factors that you don't often get in a defense, especially in the way the Buckeyes run this defense. You don't typically have a guy that can do everything, sideline to sideline, diagnose a play from the middle of the field, come up and make a stop for, minimal gain, if any.
He's like Troy Polamalu playing for the college team.
Right. Joel Klett. I think it was Joel Klett said that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Finally agree with him on something.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep popping these comments up here as we go to the end. Anything else? We got a couple minutes before we get out the door here, and I don't know what I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. We appreciate everybody popping in. Thank you for the comments and questions. We will be back next Sunday with our reaction not so instant. I realize that, but
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. We should do Tuesday or Wednesday.
are you guys good with that?
I'll get on after the title. Win or lose, we talk a lot of shit, so we gotta take care of it. So I would be in. I would be in for the Oregon game. I was ready for the second half pod. But yeah, I'll do it Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm sure our people would appreciate it.
Okay. Shawn, your thoughts?
I'm sure I could probably fit that in. I'm thinking.
Okay. 7:30 on
I haven't
Tuesday?
jumped off a bridge.
Yeah. Or we could catch you midstream. Morning.
Midstream.
Oh, right there, that comment that you're on, I agree with that. Something changed with day. I agree. I've always been pro day on this podcast, and there was about 14 days.
What?
Wait, is that a serious
Hold on.
comment? What?
Shawn, come on.
I have tape. I have the chat and I have the tape all on record, so I can go back and reference this shit.
I'm talking. I wasn't on the fire. I was considering to get rid of Day after he lost to Michigan. I'd never considered that.
You
up until that
considered
point.
it?
No.
You said
No.
if Tennessee kicks our ass, he's fucking gone. If Tennessee kicks our ass, he's gone.
Yeah, again, there was about 14 days where I was on the hey, yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about this, and then he redeemed himself at Tennessee game.
He
What
did.
the
Right.
fuck are you laughing at?
He avoided Sean's guillotine at Tennessee. So Shawn, I understand what you're saying, man. You weren't hammering him all year as far as he's weak or whatever. Get rid of him. But you did say if you don't make it to the national title, I think that might have been what you said. If you don't make the natty, you're out. And he
I
made the
don't even
natty.
know. It didn't even have to be that. I just thought you had to definitely beat Tennessee and then have a good showing against Oregon at least.
And get our team to turn around. He got our team turned around.
I know these guys. Again, I still fully believe that if we didn't win, or if we did win against Michigan, I'm not so sure we'd be where we're at right now. Because I think we would have went on.
Maybe.
I think we would have went on to beat Oregon, got our revenge there, and would have had a first round bye. But I don't know if this team would have been as hungry and focused as they are. I've never seen them like this. I mean, Jack and JT look like all-world players now that the playoffs are here. Against the best teams, they look as best as they have their entire careers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them are Trey, and
Yep, Trey
a lot of
as
them.
well.
You're right. So yes, it's this is a march. This is a march to they've been calling it all year. This is it. Like, I don't see how they don't play at the same level. I don't see how they couldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 I don't know, Joe. You let us know what it works out. But I'll be good to talk after the pod because I don't want to wait the whole week till it's
Okay.
They've heard every other podcast before then.
I'm good with Tuesday.
You don't be feeling better, you think?
Yeah, I
Still
think
be
I'll still have
hiccuping?
hiccups 3 days later. That seems like a prop.
Yeah, that would be.
All right.
But Joe, I'm gonna try to get the.
All right.
No,
Tuesday,
sorry.
Folks, look for it, and we'll talk to you then. That's all I got. All right.
Let's get our eighth, boys. Let's get the eighth one for this program.
Let's go. This team's amazing. I love rooting for this team. I love these. I mean, just the personalities, the players at all the positions. I really like the juice on this team, and let's get it done.
All right. Appreciate everybody popping in. Appreciate your comments, and we'll see you Tuesday? ? I hope.
Hell yeah, Tuesday it is. Let's go.
All right.
Let's fucking go, Buckeyes. Let's go.
All right.